Good morning. Today we will discuss about routing and types of routing. So, in the network terminology, whenever we are transmitting our data from one place to another place. That means data have to travel with a particular route, with a particular link. So before transmitting your data, network will identify which route is convenient and which is the available route so that data can be transmitted easily. In this context, there are so many protocols. They identify the route, and there are so many algorithms also available with the networking so that shortest route can be found easily, and using this particular route data may be transmitted. So that is a necessity of routing. In our discussion, to identify the route, we have a special device, and that is router. So router is a process of selecting path along which the data can be transmitted from source to destination. Routing is performed by a special device, and that is router. A router works at network layer of the OSI model and internet layer in the TCP/IP model. See here, there is some source and destination, and we want to transmit some data from source to destination. So there are so many available routes, and there are so many available paths with this particular transmission. Router have to define which is the shortest path, which path is free to transmit our data, on which part we can make a transmission successfully and easily. These all parameters have checked by the router. Router is a networking device that forward and the packet based on the information available in the packet header and forwarding table. All the packet have the destination address as well as the source address. So using this, the destination address and forwarding table, router will decide the path. There are so many routing algorithms are used to select a best path. Routing algorithm is nothing but a software responsible for deciding the optimal path through which packet can be transmitted. Got it? What is algorithm? Routing algorithm? That means a small software that is used to select a path through which packet can be transmitted. Routing protocols use the matrix and determine the best path for the delivery. Now here metric is the standard measurement such as hop count, bandwidth, delay, current load on the path, etc. This all information are noted on the metric. The routing algorithm initializes and maintains the routing table for the process of path determination. Now we will understand how routing will work. Routing takes place at the network layer. Okay, and it means routing involves delivering packet to destination IP address on the internet. First the main part of the routing process consists determining the path over which packets will travel. So what is the first task? To determine the path, to select a path on which packet can be transmitted, packet can be traveled. So that is the first task. Second part of the process involves having routers switch packets from one successive segment to another segment. Here on the network terminology, we can use a successive segment, that is a hop. Hop to hop, segment to segment, station to station, that is a hop of the path the next until the packets are arrived at their destination. Until the destination is reached, they will identify the nearest hop. Routers are devices that join subnet, which are separated and distinct network on the intranet. Routers maintain internal table. It has a small memory, cache memory, and they maintain a small table. This table is called routing table. What is the value? What is the information of routing table? Which contain information describing the potential path that data can be traveled through the network. Routing information stored in routing tables describes the matrix or cost value for each possible route, and it's regularly usually sent along the path with the lowest cost value or the matrix. Now, what are the values of routing matrix? So here, routing matrix and cost are used to determine the best route to the destination. The factors used by the protocol to determine the shortest path, these factors are known as metric. What is the meaning of metric? So there are some protocols are used to define the shortest path. Okay, so which are the parameters this protocol will use to determine the shortest path? These parameters, these factors are known as metric. Characteristics of protocol. Metrics are the network variables used to determine the best route to the destination. Got it? The most common metric value are here hop count, that means number of stations available on the route. Delay, how much time they are taking to transmit your data. Bandwidth, simultaneously how many bytes you can send. Load, the workload on the network. And reliability, is it reliable to transmit from source to destination? That is a reliability. Hop count, the number of passes through the internetworking devices, that is hop count. Delay, time taken by the router. Bandwidth, capacity of the link, bits per second. Load, network resources. Network link or network router is busy. CPU utilization, packet process per second. These are the load on the network. And reliability depends on the network link and its value is measured dynamically. So now, as a practical point of view, if you want to try which are the routing table and how can we determine the path, so open your command prompt and write here route, route, and then print. So it will describe me some values. See here in the command prompt. Got it? There are some values. These values will provide the routing table. This is the routing table. See here IPv4. I will make it some larger for that property, and font I will set it to 36 28, and here I will set as Verdana if possible. No, not an issue. Lucida Sans. Okay, that is that it will be clear to you. Okay, so somewhat bigger here. See here, this is my command. Route print interface list. So it will detect how many devices are recently connected with my laptop. So Realtek PCI, Microsoft Wi-Fi Direct, Realtek driver, Bluetooth driver, and software loopback. So that means these are the interfaces are connected in my devices. Here routing table. So before previously I have connected this laptop to the computer internet. So whenever I am accessing the internet, it will make the entry to routing table. This is the routing table. So network destination, net masking, gateway interface, and metric. This is the metric value. Got it? So using this routing table, it will identify which path is free and from where I have to traverse. I have also put here some information like here. See, this is the interface list and this is the routing table. There are so many devices connected and in the same network. So interface is 127.111.192.168.18.92 and 92 and 1. Both the devices are connected with my network. So we can say that this is the routing table. Fields of routing table, that is a mask, network address, next hop address, interface, flags, reference count, and use. Mask used for the entry, first, second, third. Network address defines which packet will be delivered. This is the second. Next hop address, that means next destination. Interface shows the name of interface devices. Interface device. Flags, which kind of flag, which kind of activity, which kind of action we are performing recently. This is the value of flags. Reference count gives the number of routers user at a moment. Now another concept, and that is types of routing. Before that we discussed previous topic. Up to this we discussed what is routing, why we require to route from source to destination, and what is routing table, and what is the masking value. This all we have discussed. Now types of routing. There are basic three types of routing: static routing, dynamic routing, and default routing. There are three types of routing: static, dynamic, and default. Now first one, understand clearly. There are three types of routing. First of all, we have it should be clear that what is routing. That means to identify a best feasible path. Using this path, we can transmit our data. That is the basic purpose of routing. To achieve this routing, to achieve a best path from the network, there is one device, and that is router. Router has a cache memory that can be stored some values. These values are known as routing table. Got it? Now to identify the best solution, best path, there are three different methods, and these methods are static routing, dynamic routing, and default routing. Now what is static routing? It also known as non-adaptive routing. To be adaptive, that means to be grasp, to take, to preserve. Okay, static routing is also known as non-adaptive routing. That means whatever the value it has now, that is not your static router is not ready to accept new one. No, non-adaptive routing. It is a technique in which administrator manually adds the route. We suppose we are making a role of network administrator, then we have to manually add the route. If there is some new node available, if some new workstation is available on the network, and using this network we have another path, then If the path is not earlier stored on the network table, then we have to manually add. A router can send the packets for the destination along the route defined by the administrator. In this technique, routing decisions are not made based on the condition or topology of the network. See here, that is a limitation. A router cannot be decide a best optimal path. Whichever path is defined by a network administrator, the router have to follow this particular link, and on this link only we have to send our data, send our packets. Routing decisions are not made. Advantages: no overhead, that means no overhead on the CPU. There is no new route finding technology, so no overhead. Bandwidth: not bandwidth uses between the router. Security: it provides a security as a system administrator, because there is only single route. Using this route only we have to transmit, then we have to take care for only one segment, one route. Disadvantages: if there is more traffic on the network, right, then we have to wait for the next transmission, and that is a big disadvantage. Another one, that is default routing. Default routing, this is a second technique. Default routing is a technique in which a router is configured to send all packets to the same hub device, and it does not matter whether it belongs to a particular network or not. In default routing, we have to transmit all the packet to a specific dedicated hub workstation. After that, it will configure whatever the next decision. A packet is transmitted to the device for which it is configured in default routing. Default routing is used when network deal with the single exit point. There is only single exit point, right? It also are useful when bulk of transmission networks have to transmit the data to the same network device. If you want to transmit your data to a fixed node, then we can use this default routing method. Default route is chosen only when a specific route is not mentioned in the routing table. And now next one, and that is dynamic routing. As the word suggests, dynamic, that means it has a power to make decisions. So this is also known as adaptive routing algorithm. It is a technique in which router adds a new route in the routing table for each packet. Previously, as I discussed, if I am finding see here, recently I have IPv4 table. I have 500, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and if I want to place one system, one computer to the network, and after successfully connected with the network, this newly installed system, there is one different path. Using this path, network or your administrator can send your data. Then static and dynamic, static and default routing method cannot use this newly adapted path automatically. But on the dynamic routing, whenever a new system is arrived or vice versa, any system is discontinued with the network, then a newly adapted path is automatically stored on the routing table. This is the routing table, and this path can be used for further transmission. Dynamic protocols are used to discover a new route to reach the destination. RIP, OSPF, other protocols are used to discover a new route. Right? These are the protocols. If any route goes down, as I said, if any system is not working properly and goes down, shut down it, then the automatic adjustment will be made to reach the destination. Dynamic protocol have the following features, like all the routes must have the same dynamic route protocol in order to exchange the routes, and if the router devices any change in conditions or topology, then the router broadcasts this information to all other routers. There are some advantages. This is easier to configure, effective in selecting the best route. There are some disadvantages or limitations also. Expensive in terms of CPU and bandwidth uses, because CPUs constantly work out to identify a new network, new path. Right? It is less secure as compared to default and static. That is quite obvious, because the path is dramatically changed. Previous path may not be used for further transmission, so your system, your network administrator have to take care for a newly adapted path. That is the limitations of dynamic routing. So there are three different routing techniques used with the routing table: static, default, and dynamic. In the recent technology, in general cases, the dynamic routing method is used to specify the network path to transmit your data. Okay, I hope that is clear to all of you. Thank you so much. Thanks.